And according to that, I am live. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late tonight. I had a friend's wedding. In fact, there's a couple of weddings going on at the moment. I'm not sure I can actually mention what one of them is. It's kind of people who are known, but I'm not sure if it's how public it is outside of Facebook. But certainly you know who you are. But I met some of my old surfing friends tonight, which was great. First time I've caught up with them in many months, and they were some of my most important friends for setting up in Japan. Great to see there's a crowd, and I'm sorry if I caused any worry. I did try to tweet earlier this evening I was going to be a bit late tonight, and as soon as I knew exactly when I would be, I I did that. I sent out the message. I'm getting tweeted by Victor, who is also got information, boom, on the shirt shop, which I've actually got linked inside my Flipboard magazine. So here it is. The lucky thing is that although I'm late tonight, tomorrow is a holiday. It's a long weekend in Japan, so I can go a little bit late. However, I'm not going to go the full hour tonight. I'm going to try to keep it reasonable. So probably go for about half an hour, if that's cool with everybody. However, I can see everybody there. Let me just go and pause the video and check out the comments. Boom. Pause the video and look at the comments. And let's just make sure the comments are lined up, which they appear to be. So how about we go and check those out right now. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the comments tonight because I want to jump straight into the topics that I've got and try to make this a kind of a talky, newsy video. But there again, I do love to say hello to all you beautiful people. So let's check it out. Lisi, Sarah Simang 28172, good to see you. Bradley Ford. I thank you for asking for the 10 thumbs up, but unfortunately it's 7 if you subtract the -1. That's all cool. I love ZKB48, very good. Posey May, good to see you. Indeed, Ahmed, good to see you. I hope that Raz makes it this week. I think I saw his comment before. Travis Travis Moore, thank you very much. I'll be coming back to talk about you very soon because there's been some movement. Finally, people have been asking for a long time, for months actually, about shirts. And something's happened. So I'm going to share the news about that. And Travis Moore is the man I credit the most for it because he did the very cool design, which is going to be used on all the shirts for this show. And it's awesome. It's so cool. In fact, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you on this because it's sweet. I'm just going to get a bunch for myself, but I'm going to also share them and show the link for that. Anyway, Travis Bro Hug. That's cool. Charlie Brown. Oh, okay, just produced your first mix song at home for an assignment. Okay, so that's cool. I'm not totally drunk. I've been drinking a lot of umesh tonight. I love the umeshu. But I'm okay. We'll see. I generally don't get drunk, but I do get hungover, which is why it's just not worth really drinking very much anymore. Victor, I checked the Facebook and I've got the links, so I'm going to show those on the show. So it's cool. Who else we got here? We got Benjamin Harris. Great to see you. I'm not that drunk. I kind of kept it together. I didn't eat very much, but I did drink. Ahmed, indeed, drunk me. This is as drunk as I just talk more. Then I get kind of hyperactive. Yeah, I'm sorry. It might be a bit disappointing. Anyway, we'll see. Raul J. Garcia, good to see you. And do you get to upvote the topics from Flipboard, or do I just go along with them at my own liking? That's a good question. I never really thought about that before. How does that work? It would be kind of cool to do like a poll. That's an idea. I could do a poll based on the topics that are contained in the Flipboard, and I could deal with them in the order that people vote for. That would require some planning and forethought, and I just put the topics in this half an hour ago. But Raul J. Garcia, I like that idea. And you know what? I think Google, they have polls and stuff like that. That's an interesting idea. I like that. I like it a lot. I might take that anyway. But as Ahmed says, I am the master of topics. I mean, I don't decide it myself, but indeed, I like the idea. So what else we got? Shane, what a boss. BBS in the 80s, they were the day. Well, that's right. I mean, it started with Usenet. It's kind of crazy. I guess we're going to look back now at YouTube and think, oh my God, they used to watch videos in 2D without headsets and stuff like that. I don't know. But yeah, back in my day, back in the old days, it was a lot simpler. Who else we got in here? We got B-Boy Trippin, good to see you. Renton, excellent. I'm glad to see that you did make it on time. Maybe being a bit an hour late might help some people. Contensai, always great to see you. Look at this, we really got the whole crowd in here. Shane and stuff, great. Num, good to see you. Go get some food. John W, awesome. Good to see you checking in. Who else we got here? We got Dude Jericho. Razel, good to see you. Let the games begin. Indeed, great to see you. Ali Dole, cool. Just not a morning person. Well, that's okay. Well, it's later in the morning than usual now, so hopefully this is going to help some of those early morning people. Peels Gaijin, good to see you. And wow, the whole crowd is there. Maddie Sky, good to see you. You've never seen Tokyo Tonight before. Well, welcome. You're watching it now, and your name is just getting called out in the show because that's what we do. That's how we roll. What else we got here? Idol, oh, very good. John W, great to see you. And Phil Nolan, what's up? And this is all cool. We got lots of cool people. Okay, so it looks like these are continuing to go up. I'm a little bit buzzed. Maybe I'm a little bit buzzed, but Vanakin Street, good to see you, as well as Shurigan Atlas. You haven't seen a live show in ages, so it's great to have you here indeed. In fact, I'll just pull that down so that people can see you. Shurigan Atlas, indeed. Give me a flake, man. Great to see you. Machine 99977, great to see you. Barringer, awesome. Good to see you, sir. Yes, give me a flake, man. I guess I'll talk about this first, actually, because this is awesome. Give me a flake, man, of course, as you may have heard. Well, there's a couple of things that he's doing right now. The one I want to talk with you first is about Victor's. He created a shirt site, and he was very kind because he offered to host. Hirojiro, nice name, and Lucky73, Jason's All Sumo channel. Oh, good to see all you guys. I'm going to type in the URL now. Give me a flake man. Give me a flake man at .spreadshirt.com. It's a bit dodgy spreadshirt. It's okay. It's okay. It's all good. Boom, 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 boom. It's give me a flake man, right? Give me a give me a break man. I'm sorry, it's give me a break man at spreadshirt.com. Break. You're giving me trouble here, Ake. So, let me pull this over here. Boom. I see. It's only showing a small part. So let me try to move this where it's kind of visible. So basically, Victor has created. Let's just enlarge this a little bit. Victor's calling me. Dude, why are you calling me live on the show? Okay, I'm going to talk to you very quickly. What? Hello? Yeah, I figured that out. Sorry. Right. He told me I was misspelling his shirt pay. I found it. I found it. He didn't need you. Wait. Well, it is a 40-second lag, but I am impressed with Victor's reflexes to call me. So anyway, that's a bit too big. But as you can see there, you can get your more on Army t-shirts. Your Give Me a Breakman t-shirts here. And they're pretty cool, and he's gone through a lot of selections on this sort of stuff, and to get it just the way he wants it, including baby clothes and accessories and whatnot. But what he was also very kind enough to do was check this out. Oh man, he's got them. Check this out. He's gone and put. I actually asked. Originally there was just like one T-shirt for Tokyo Tonight, but look at what he did. He actually went and boom. Merchandise. And it looks good. Check it out. Oh my god, that's awesome. And I actually asked for the baseball shirts as well, and for the girls the ringman shirt, because I think that looks good. Boom, check it out. So quick question, we at the moment we're still in the design phase, and you know, we can do the with the Tokyo Tower label, or just with the font. I just realized actually. Oh wait a minute, is there a cap? He's actually even done a mug. Wow, that is so. Oh yes, he's got the cap. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, I'm a bit happy at the moment. Check it out, cap. I want caps at Tokyo Tonight. Doesn't that look cool? Tokyo Tonight cap. Wow. Okay, this is awesome. And Victor's hosting this, and he's providing the designs. He arranged all the designs for all the equipment and so on. I provided just that. Well, Travis gave me the logo, and I provided it on. I guess a quick poll right now. Which do you prefer better, the one with the Tokyo Tower or the one with just the logo, just the name? I was just thinking, you know, it just makes it more bold, and that font that Travis made is so awesome with this Tokyo Tonight. I'm kind of thinking actually Just Tokyo Tonight, it's kind of cool. Posey May, now you're being tricky. What do I think about having the tower in red and the Tokyo Tonight away? It can probably be done, but I want to keep it kind of simple. But just a quick one. I'm going to put these back on again in a minute, but just tell me, which one do you prefer? Just the words or the words and Tokyo Tower? I love Tokyo Tower, and I consider that to be the most legit symbol of Tokyo. However, that said, these are all pretty cool, and look at what he's done. Oh man, these are so cool. So let's just scroll down. He's done a whole bunch of these, including some 2.5 Oyajis as well. There's actually some further down as well, which I can't show. There's a white hoodie, grey pink shirt, and then you've got the long sleeve shirt, mug, the hat. I love the hat. I'm totally gonna get the hat. In fact, I like to get a black hat with the white lettering as well, but we got that. You can do colored lettering, so that's pretty cool. The regular t-shirt, the baseball shirt, or just actually, I really love just these really simple, basic kind of colored tees, just with the thing. And this is pretty cool. So you can actually, and let's just open this up for a minute. You can actually go in and you can actually, so for example, for the hoodie, okay, this one is yellow lettering. I know that Travis has actually asked for a small white lettering red hoodie, right? And for making all of this possible, it's coming to you. We're going to make it. But this is, again, the nice thing with this at the moment. I mean, this is, of course, yellow lettering. So we'll get one with white lettering for you, but check it out. You know, you can actually pick one of a color that you like, and boom, there's green, and it's awesome. It's awesome. So, you know, awesome for Victor. And not only, what I love about this is not just the fact that I can finally provide you guys with shirts, which I always wanted to do, and this is a logo that I think is worthy of a shirt, so that's awesome. What I really want to do with this is that as we sell stuff, I don't have any intention to make money from this. However, Victor's going to keep a tab of how much my stuff is selling, and based on that, I'll be able to do giveaways, and Victor will look after all the shipping and stuff like that. So I'll be able to do little contests and prizes and give away things like shirts and caps for your size to your home address easily. And Victor's going to look after all of that. So one, Victor, you're the man. You're the man. Thank you for doing this so much. And Victor spent hours. He spent a lot of time setting this up. And of course, it is primarily for Victor's shows. But there is stuff including 2.5 Oyajis t-shirts. If you go and have a look at the page anyway, the page is Give Me a Break Man. Let me pull that down there. Give Me a Break Man at spreadshirt.com. And if you scroll down, I mean, you can see more on Army shirts. You can go and see all sorts of Give Me a Break Man theme stuff, including, of course, 2.5 Oyajis. But he put a whole section of Tokyo Tonight based on my requests, and he's doing that for me, which is just awesome. And indeed, you can check this out. You can get your 2.5 Oyajis shirts as well. So it's cool. The stuff is totally reasonably priced. Plus, if you guys all kind of pitch in and get a shirt or something like that, it means I'll be able to do stuff like giveaways on the show. So get a shirt, you might get a cap for free, for example, which is something I've always really wanted to do. I mean, I love you guys. I love you guys, and I you know, it's kind of cool. And what I love the most about the Tokyo Tonight logo, that you know, for a long time I stuck with the Hikosaemon mascot, which is always going to be there. That's always going to be like my little mascot logo. But to tell the truth, I don't want a T-shirt with a cartoon logo based on myself. For me, I'm a little bit self-conscious about that. Maybe some other people are cool with that, but you know, for me, this is something. A Tokyo Tonight cap is something that I'd wear. And someone would ask me what's Tokyo Tonight, and I'd tell them, you know. But this is something that's totally, you know, you could wear it. It's not. It could be anything. Oh man, I love that baseball shirt with the red lettering. That is awesome. So I'm super happy with this, and I'm super happy with what this opens up as well, in terms of just making the show a little bit more interactive and giving you guys something back and giving the chance to another way to engage with you guys. So big props to Give Me a Break Man. Anyway. You know, these comments are going to disappear, so I'm just going to go back through the comments now and quickly see what people said in terms of just the font or Tokyo Tower, because I really... let's have a look. Attention on deck. Volume's a little low. Oh, I'm sorry about that. You know what? I got the level already. This is another thing as well. Victor is also taking stuff from existing shirt sales. Oh, I'm sorry, that should be a lot better. I'm very sorry. I had to re-plug in the mic tonight. Victor is sending me his mic. Well, he's sending me. He's actually getting me a version of his mic. Another thing that he does, which is just awesome. So I thank you for that again, Victor, and that'll be here next week, and it'll be the same as his SAMSON Samsung mic, and I'll get the same levels as Victor. I'm just going to talk as loudly as him, which is still going to be a problem. But he, this is how much he's supporting me, and it's really a sign of how much Victor really puts effort in for no. Well, I mean, he makes AdSense, but for no real big payback or whatever. He does do it for love, and he doesn't just do it for love. I do this for love, but he goes like above and beyond. He does stuff I wouldn't do. All the trouble that he goes to go and ship people stuff, to go and help people out. The community wouldn't exist without him, really. And him pulling me in is we've got the best show about Japan on YouTube together. So I think. It was really, really interesting when this Patreon thing came up. I want to talk about that for a second, because the thing is, there's a lot of legitimate ways that you can think about how you can have these kind of micro payments, these small payments, but things which really make up and they add a difference that can actually change things for makers. A lot of people figured this out very early on, but they didn't really know how to do it. And when they asked for money, it got taken, kind of the wrong way or a bit unfairly. People would say, just look, I need this to get this to give you a better show or whatever. And it went through some problems in the early days of YouTube. And, things came out. I think Kickstarter is fantastic, the way that Kickstarter came up for funding projects based on, donations. And Patreon is kind of an extension of that, except rather than to start a project, is to have a project constantly going. But I think that so in Victor's case, I think he's come up with a pretty legit thing for doing that. When you look at the number of videos that he creates, and again, how busy he is in his life, and how much more busy he's going to be in a few months when he has a child come along, but yet out of love, I mean, it is out of love of doing it. He doesn't just make videos. I mean, I make videos, but he goes above and beyond. He does this stuff. He made this whole shirt site for me. He's sending me a mic. One thing, I'll tell you now, when the earthquake happened and all the water got sold out in Tokyo, he sent me a crate of water. He just is cool. He just helps people doing that stuff. And, at the same time when he's not always, it's not always easy for him. So I'm a huge supporter. I wouldn't support, honestly. I think at any given time, I'm thinking now, I've become a member of Patreon, and I'm planning to support up to about maybe 3 or 4 people. I'm not going to support very many people. I don't want everybody coming and asking me, but this is a guy who actually I think it's a worthwhile investment. He's a guy who gives back, and it's something which he directly I see the benefit of. But for everybody, I think that's pretty cool. So you can go look it up. I think it's Give Me a Break Man. Victor just writes givemeabreakman.patreon.com. I think that's right. I'll put the link in later anyway, but have a look anyway. I signed up for it, and there's one other one I'm going to promote right now. It doesn't exist yet, but I saw Ami Yamato was actually putting on Facebook the other day whether she should do it, and I commented, as I'm going to tell everyone right now, I'll be the first in line to sign up when or if she does, because I know that she just makes everyday kind of boring vlogs, and they're not very frequent, as we all know. But I get a sense, I get a feeling that probably a lot more effort goes into her videos than probably everyone is aware. And if a little bit of support can make those videos continue and happen more often, that's a Patreon I think that's worth contributing to. Her videos should be, like, honestly, in my book, they should have a much, much bigger profile than they do. And I wanted to keep plugging at it. So she was asking about the other day. I hope she really does that, and that being the case, I'm going to promote the hell out of that. I think it'll only be those 2, but it's interesting. There are some other people doing it, and if they've got a good reason for it. Would I do it? Probably not. There's only one thing that I think I would consider doing it for, and that would be for making this a podcast. But even that's the sort of thing Victor's actually looking at the moment as well. And that's something as well. If the Patreon goes really well, I think he mentioned on his page he'd look into. And again, I'd probably piggyback on the back of that. So it's another reason to support Victor, and not support me. So anyway, I think it's awesome, and I'm getting the benefits directly of his support all the time, and I think it's worth giving some support back to him. So I'm not going to talk any more on that. But go and check it out anyway. I'm pretty sure Victor must have put it in the comments by now. And I mean this sincerely. You know, I don't think... lots of people come up with lots of reasons for Patreon, but here's a guy who's clearly like given more than his his share to the community, and you know, I think he's got a really legit reason for setting it up. I think it's a really worthy thing at the moment, so I'm wholeheartedly supporting him. So Jason's All Sumo channel, he's got a comment that might be cool if it said Tokyo Tonight with a Hikosaemon production below. Yeah, I know. I like simple though. I like simple. It's like Star Wars, right? You don't have Star Wars produced by George Lucas underneath. Well, actually, I think there is a Lucasfilm Limited thing on it, but no, I mean that's cool. I don't need to put my name on it. I'm quite happy. Idol, you like both, okay? So hey, Emily Louise Maitland, you're in Korea. Hey, 안녕하세요. Very good to see you. 감사합니다 for watching. Very, very good. But yes, Victor never sleeps. Seriously, he never sleeps. He's like bloody Ring. He scares me sometimes. That guy doesn't sleep enough. And by the way, some people are saying, yeah, Kangs and Kolos, it's not revenue for his little one coming, but the point is that, you know, I can tell you firsthand. I mean, I used to make edited, produced videos all the time. And I got it down to the live shows because this was the only way I could still get videos out regularly, and without spending 2 or 3 hours, you know, a couple of times a week getting videos, because I couldn't do that anymore. You know, when I had a son, and that's totally what Victor's going to run up against. And this is where, you know, when you have to prioritize things, like, for example, if it's your job, your child, and YouTube. For anybody, it's a natural thing. YouTube comes last. But I think if you can attach something that makes YouTube more like a job, that keeps that up there. And that's what he really wants it to be, no question. So, you know, make it a job for him. I mean, I think he works like it's a job anyway. I think that's the point. It's not to pay for the kid. It's to make sure that the YouTube can stay up and the priority stakes, because naturally, I mean, that's going to be the number one thing going forward, and it's going to cause a real conflict with his priorities. I saw some funny comment there which I keep missing now because it's updating like crazy. Travis Moore, thank you for the message on Facebook. I will go and have a look at that. Something about sizes. Here we go. You attempted to try. I'm sorry. These comments, bloody YouTube comments. I wish they'd come up with a better system for this, for showing them on the screen. But yes, everyone loves Ami Yamato, and I think everyone understands what I'm talking about with this. So her Patreon will come out, and I'm going to be supporting that actually prominently. No. Well, maybe a little bit more. No. But in any case, I think I saw someone talking about sizes, but again, I can't see it. It just updates too fast. So anyway, and I've talked a lot about this, and I can see some comments I don't want to see. So I'm going to switch over to, my Flipboard. I'm going to go through the topics that I picked for tonight, which I want to talk about you with. In fact, it's already nearly half an hour, so I guess I just naturally always take this amount of time. But let's do it. So, I gotta drag this out a little bit wider so I can see my topic for tonight. Come on. Boom. Okay, so let's just zip through this, shall we? This was pretty cool. Inside the brain of real-time translators, and talking about how the brains work. And this is actually a skill I don't have. I can listen to someone, understand it, and then reiterate it in English or Japanese. I can switch languages, but I can't listen. It's more than that to be able to simultaneously translate. You're actually, it's like, I don't know, juggling and typing and playing a piano at the same time. You're actually outputting. It's like those people who can play like a French horn. They can inhale through their nose and blow out at the same time. It's a skill that most people's brains don't naturally do. That they can actually listen and think and process the Japanese and output the English at the same time. I've met some simultaneous translators, and what's really interesting is that they eat a lot of chocolate while they work because they're actually processing. They're using so much of their brain. It's a bit like, what's that movie? The Navigator. I don't know, that Disney movie with the kid talking about, aliens wanted to find out why humans only use 5% of their brain. Simultaneous translators use a lot of their brain, and they actually burn a lot of calories while they're doing simultaneous translation. It's really hard to do. Computers can't do it. I mean, we've got computers that are coming up rapidly in ability, but there's nothing close to anything that can do simultaneous translation. It's something only the brain can do, and it's not fully understood how the brain does it. And it's something I find fascinating. I mean, languages and brain and languages alone is interesting, but simultaneous translation is something really special, and it's really cool. The people who have it, who can do it, I have real respect for. Fascinating article there, just about neuroscience around that, so that's pretty cool. This is really worth looking at. There's what is the company that does it? There is a company, or Jiu Kokuminsha. They produce a list of the buzzwords of the most popular or notable words of 2014 or of each year, and so there are 50 nominees this year. I'm just thinking, I don't have a lot of time to go through all of these, but let's go through and see the ones that stand out. Of course, womenomics. Abe promoting women in society. Kagayaku josei, women who shine. That's been a big one, of course. They've been talking about it, although how that's going to come out is not quite clear. Backbuilding. I don't know what that means, actually. Trickle down theory. Everyone knows Reaganomics is being talked about a lot. Dame. So, okay, catchphrases from TV shows. Kiken drug. There was actually this phrase of a law-evading herbs, which was being used, which made it sound like it was okay, which I guess it kind of is because they were not regulated, but because they were causing so many problems, the police asked all the press to start calling it dangerous drugs. And that's what they call it now, kiken drug, and that's been a big buzzword. Kajihara, housework harassment. So this is not helping out enough at home, anyway, harassment. Of course, the movie Frozen, the song to that, actually in English became very popular. And let's just go through, is there anything else here that really stands out to me? Legend, Yokai Watch, of course. I actually lined up yesterday morning for 1 hour to buy a little $3 little plastic medals to put into a watch that make music. I had to wait in a line of hundreds of people for an hour to buy these little $2 things, which only come out at limited times and that you have to get information for on the internet. It's a TV show. It's the new Pokemon, and it's bigger than Pokemon. It's killed Pokemon. It's so big. My son loves it, and it's pretty good. The humor is on two levels. It's like Simpsons. There's a very adult humor that underlies the children humor on the show. It's awesome, and it's going to be coming overseas very soon. I don't know what the English title for it's going to be. In fact, I don't even know how they're going to do it overseas because it's very traditional Japanese kind of demons and ghosts culture. And a lot of it doesn't translate exactly, but I can't wait to see them try to do it. And actually, it'd be really fun to be involved in something like that. But yeah, it's really, really cool. So that's a big one. What else we got? Sekuhara Yaji, the sexist heckling. Of course, that's been happening in a few of the local assemblies around Japan. Nishikori, katenai aite wa mou inai. There's no one I can't not beat anymore. There's a couple of double negatives, so it makes it sound more humble of saying I can beat anybody. But he says, it's not like there's no longer anyone that I'm not able to beat. And this was him coming up to number 5. Of course, Nishikori, the Japanese tennis player, has been a big buzzword this year. One ope, yeah, that's been big. This is one operation, so this is when you have one person running like a late night food shop or a convenience store. And there have been incidents where, it's partly because of labor shortages, and it's partly just because, of shops trying to save money, that they just put one person on. And when they put a woman on there on the graveyard shift in a convenience store by herself, and that gets robbed and so on, people say, "What are you doing putting a woman there by herself?" And and worse has happened. So it's been a big topic of discussion. It's another sign of the times that there's just no young people to take these kind of jobs, and indeed the tough economy. Islam Koku, IS, of course, ISIS, and so on. Stop Saibo wa arimasu. This is the lady who now almost clearly fraudulently faked the research that says that stem cells were created by just pouring acid on regular cells and leaving a core of stem cells left. Her methodology was not reproduced, and she gave a tearful press conference saying, I believe that I believe that they're real. They are, I'm sure. And the phrase is usually, you'd say, saibo ga arimasu. You'd usually say that they are. The wa is a softer version of that. It's an interesting, nuanced thing, kind of showing she's still asserting it emotionally that she thinks it exists, but it's kind of being hard to prove. No one seems to have duplicated it yet properly. Dengue fever, that's right, broke out in Tokyo. 2025年問題, the 2025 problem where the social welfare system in Japan is due to break down due to there being, at that time, 1 in 4 people are going to be 75 or older in 2025, and the whole social welfare system is going to collapse under them. What else we got here? What stands out to me? Matahara, maternity harassment. That's been a big one. Of course, people are being pressured to leave their jobs when they go on maternity leave, which again is part of the big balance against this being a more women-friendly society. What else we got here? We got there are anything else? Gokyu Kaien? Gokyu Kaiken. Well, this was not so much a buzzword, just this guy fake crying in order to get out of being in trouble for a press conference where it was found that he had been forging expenses. He was a local politician. It turned out that he had been embezzling a lot of train fare and so on. That he's making false applications for money from that. And so again, he did this, bawling his eyes out. I wanted to change Japan. Why are you doing this? Why are you persecuting me? And it's all fake, and it's overdone, and it's crazy. And the guy kind of disappeared later on. He didn't disappear. He just dropped out of the public eye and resigned, which hell yeah, he should have done. He's a thief. Half. I'm not talking about people, but talking about the possibility of her retiring. Of course, the famous ice skater. Kavedon, well, that's been a bit confusing to me, but that's a certain pose that people take for hitting a woman. Ebola, Shuketsunetsu, Ebola virus. That's another one that's been big this year. So there's a big list, it's a fantastic list. Victor, you're going to sleep. Okay, good night, Victor. Have a good night. Fantastic list there of words anyway, and the context with which they've been kind of buzzwords in Japanese society this year. So that's a good list. What else we got here? We've got the Hague Convention. I would have talked about this in more detail, but there's a first case of an actual order of a mother to send a child back to Sri Lanka after a child was taken against a family court order to Japan by the mother. There was another case the other week actually involving Germany where a mother took a child back to Germany. However, that was voluntary. This is the first time a Japanese family court has actually ordered a child be returned to a country that they were taken from in violation of a family court order. Of course, what happened until a year ago was Japan wasn't a member of the Hague Convention, so Japan didn't have to recognize the family court orders of other countries, of other jurisdictions. But under the Hague Convention, they have to recognize there's two things. One, they recognize the family court orders of other jurisdictions that are recognized under the treaty, which is like 100 countries. Plus, when there's a dispute which involves an international marriage and children are being taken across borders, there's also an overall principle, which doesn't decide the outcome per se, but it says, if you're trying to decide should the family court hearing be in Canada or Japan, and a parent tries to grab an advantage by going to a mother-friendly jurisdiction like Japan, under the Hague Convention, they'll say the hearing should be where the child is most comfortable, their habitual residence, where their most habitual place that they live is. So if they were suddenly taken to get advantage in the dispute, the Japanese courts should say go back to America and follow the American court ruling, which might be that the kid can go with the mum, but do it in America. Don't travel around trying to get an advantage. It's a good system, and there's always been a big problem, particularly for international dads like me, outside of Japan, married to Japanese, where Japanese mums would just rush the kids back to Japan. And in Japan, the fathers have pretty much no access to kids in the event of divorce, which is another bigger and deeper problem, which also needs to be addressed. But at least this prevents this, and it's called parental abduction, and it's not abduction, it's different to a stranger abducting, but it is pretty common that in child disputes a parent will try to hide the kid or take the kid away without the other parent's consent. This is intended to prevent that, and it's certainly to prevent a situation like existed in Japan until 1 year ago, that a parent could gain a pretty substantial legal advantage by doing so. So it prevents parents being rewarded from criminal behavior. Unfortunately, it doesn't do a lot to address necessarily the old cases where this happened. It's only for cases that happen going forward, but it's very good to see the convention working. Nengajo, there's a great article from Gaijin Pot here on Nengajo. I send Nengajo now instead of Christmas cards. It's actually, you think about it with Christmas cards, it's kind of awkward because, what if you've got like, Muslim and Jewish and Buddhist friends or whatever, and how, which ones you have to be secular and which ones you have to be careful. And honestly speaking, I grew up Christian until I was going to church until I was about 13, and then I stopped. And then I started to find out that I actually have lots of different religions and denominations in my family. Christmas is really a secular vacation now. I said it. I mean, of course it has the greatest meaning for Christians, but in terms of the way that it's celebrated in most Western societies, and even in Japan now, it's celebrated as a non-religious holiday now. It's a vacation. People go through rituals that are not connected necessarily at all, or at least are not used in a way that's connected with the religious significance, the giving of presents, the Christmas tree. Yeah, of course, you have the Star of Nazareth or whatever, and the gifts of the three wise men, but no one thinks about that. You just give gifts. Yeah, you have a family dinner or whatever. It's all good. In Japan, you go on a date. It's a secular thing, but however, because people still try to be hypersensitive about the religious aspect of Christmas, I found that Nengajo, New Year's cards that Japan has, I mean, it's a new year. Everyone has a new year. It's pretty neutral. They always have a theme according to the zodiological calendar, the solar calendar, which is 12, a new zodiological character for each year. So next year is going to be our year of the ram or year of the sheep. In Japan, there'll be a lot of sheep-themed Nengajo. And the whole mail system is almost, no one really uses Post anymore except for stuff like Amazon.com, but the Nengajo thing is really where the whole Japan Post service still really operates. And I love sending these things overseas. They're Japanese culture, but at the same time they're relevant to other people. But you do have to get them in by a certain date. There are certain things about the stamps and the cost that's already prepaid on the cards themselves. There's certain things about the way that you have to write them when you address them to people. There's certain situations that you can't send in Japan a Nengajo, a New Year's card. For example, if the family is in mourning, if a family member has died, like grandma or grandpa died that year, they'll send a note out to everyone early saying, look, we're in mourning this year, so you don't have to send us Nengajo. They'll actually usually send a note to let everyone know that you don't have to do it. It's a bit of a faux pas to send, although there's nothing you can do about it if you didn't know. But it's a really important bit of culture, and it's nice. And I actually find this culture, I love to translate for overseas. I love to get Nengajo with my family photo on it. You can print with a sheep theme. Awesome. Next year of the sheep. Year of the Rugby World Cup in UK, where the All Blacks are going to win because it's going to be Year of the Sheep. It's going to be awesome. So well worth reading about that. Anyway, that's good stuff. And that's it. Boom. Oh no, that shouldn't have been there, but this is supposed to be there. So this is Buzzword of the Year. Oh, this is the shirt. So I put a link in here anyway. You know what? He's called that page Give Me a Flake Man, but the URL is Give Me a Break Man. So I'm a little bit confused by that, but that's where you can get my shirts as well. So go and check them out. We are still tidying it up, but go check it out. You can now get your shirts anyway. And that's about it. There's some other stuff there, but I think this is, in fact, that is from last week. So I think we are now, and this is another one, the snap election. I didn't even talk about the election. I'll talk about politics next week. We've got a month until the elections. We've got plenty of time to talk politics. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap up because it is late. In fact, it's an hour later than I usually am when I do this. Boom. Let me just, boom. However, let's just go back and check the comments one more time. Merchandise is where the money is. Nagli, good to see you. And Lucas Neo 91, great to see you. You prefer just the font? Yeah, you know what? I think I prefer just the font as well. Actually, I like the simplicity of it. Travis Moore, patron. Okay, someone's talking about. Here we go. Charlie Brown, are you? Do they have Australian 3XL in store? Because they're not midgets in Japan. They're small. They're little people. The sizes on that site is an American site. All the sizes are American sizes. I have to verify this for myself, but it's not a Japanese site, so the sizes should be fine for Australians. have a look and see what sizes they have there. And if they don't have your size, there is a big and large category, which I think I can add on there, but let me know. And boom, I'm just scrolling down. Shane is feeling naughty, Ben Avon asks. Ahmed, something should remain undiscovered. Indeed, I agree with that. And it looks like it's not killed Pokemon. Well, it's going to kill Pokemon. Pokemon's been on for a long time, and it's replacing Pokemon directly. Actually, like things like the McDonald's calendar for the last 10 years has been Pokemon. This year it's Yokai Watch. Little things like that. Anyway, Posey May. Wait a minute. Posey May and Shane and stuff are getting into it there. Okay, Pokemon Battle Stream. I'll be interested in seeing that. You guys have to check out Yokai Watch though, because it's awesome. I never got into Pokemon, but I'm totally into Yokai Watch. Maybe because I have a son who watches it. But anyway, you do a Patreon for the battle side of a Pokemon versus Yokai Watch. Darth JF, great to see you. And McCordy CEP, good to see you. And okay, I think that's it. The new mic will hopefully arrive next week, so hopefully sound will be better. I'll keep on Victor about that. But Victor's been a busy guy. He's been helping me out a lot. So Nuggly, we're going to find out about the new mic pretty soon. Hopefully this time next week, but no rush. Benjamin Harris mentions Wales versus New Zealand in Year of the Sheep. Well, that could be the final. Could be the final. Stranger things have happened. I'm going to wrap up. So thank you for coming. I'm sorry it's late tonight, but it's always good to join you guys. I hope you find those topics interesting. There's been a lot of interesting stuff going on in Japan. We will get and do an election special probably next week. I came to a conclusion I tweeted about the other day. I looked at all the parties. Can't stand the LDP, can't stand their coalition partner, can't stand the Democrats anymore because they were so bad last time. The only party I can think of that I would actually say go vote for is the Japan Restoration Party, and the fact that I just said that out loud disturbs me a lot. I mean, there's really no one to vote for, but I'll explain that and I'll go through that next week and so on, so you can enjoy the election coverage a little bit better. But otherwise, that is it. I'm going to say goodnight. It's late here. It's nearly 1 a.m. It is a public holiday tomorrow in Japan. What is the holiday? I should have checked that. I just enjoy that it's a holiday. So we're going to have a day off here, and I will see you on Wednesday on 2.5 Oyajis. Oh, which reminds me, I've got to go talk to Steve Miller because Victor won't be available. I want to do another Asia News Weekly duo with him because we had a fantastic news discussion last time. And back here next week, same time, 11 p.m. Tokyo Tonight. The shirts and merchandise stuff should all be done by then. This is interesting. Sorry, there's a Japanese comment here by Genchari7, which I'm going to read. 年賀状は今やバレンタインのチョコレートと同じで企業売上のための国民が踊らされていると同じだと思う. So he thinks it's a big corporate thing driven by corporations to make us all dance for companies. Well, perhaps I like the tradition. I actually prefer it to the Christmas card tradition, and it's less controversial. So I quite like the Nengojo. So go and read about the Nengojos anyway. Yes, so all you guys go to the after party or whatever. I'd love to get feedback from you, Facebook or Twitter or YouTube comments or whatever, what you think about the stuff that I should provide on the show. I'm going to narrow it down a little bit, the range of products, but Victor did an awesome job with that, as did Travis Moore, so thank you for that. And we're going to get some stuff out to you guys, so and make some stuff available with the occasional giveaway going forward. If the shirts sell, there'll be giveaways. So, it's worth going getting yourself a shirt, and they're cool shirts, don't you agree? I mean, they're cool. So good seeing you all, and good night, and good day, and wherever you are. Boom, peace. Don't have the window ready. Here we go. Live control room, awkward ending. Good night. Peace.